It's Song Talk Radio.
Welcome to Song Talk Radio, the show with songwriters talking to other songwriters about the craft of songwriting. We share tips, tools, and techniques, and together we all become better at writing songs. Dialing in from our headquarters in Toronto, I'm Neil Modi, and with me, my co-host, Phil Emery. How you doing, Phil?
Calling in from St. John's, Newfoundland. I'm feeling excited and new because we're recording at a different time. We usually record in the evenings. This time it's 1 o'clock my time, so that's pretty exciting for me. I'm actually awake. It's nice.
Yes. It's not a bad thing to be awake. It's actually 12 noon here in Toronto right now, and we're going to find out why we're recording early today in just a moment. For everyone else, please send your comments and questions to @Songtalk Radio on Facebook or Instagram, feedback@songtalk.ca for the email, and we'll share your thoughts on the show. And please visit songtalk.ca to see the show post for this episode, find links to resources we mention, and to download lyric and chord sheets to follow along with the songs that we feature. We're very pleased today to welcome Saska Lamila to the show today, all the way from Helsinki, Finland. Thanks for joining us, Saska. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for inviting me here. Yes, I'm also in a cold environment like you are, I've just heard.
Yes, we'll have a competition between the three of us who's got more snow outside.
The Brotherhood of Snow.
Yeah.
Come
Do
the
you
winter.
use Fahrenheit or Celsius there?
We use Celsius.
Celsius, yeah.
I think it's just
Let's
the
have a
US.
competition Celsius. What's your Celsius right now in
we're
Toronto?
like minus 7 today, something like that.
All right.
-4 feels like -14.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So I'm the winner on that. Great.
Yeah. Well, a few days ago, we were in the deep cold. Like it was -30 overnight.
Oh, right. Oh,
Yeah,
we
nighttime
were
a few days ago,
expecting that soon.
It was crazy.
Anyway.
All right. Okay, and just to a little introduction here, Saska is part of the band Raivo. Is it Raivo Jackson or Raivo Jackson?
Raivo Jackson, yes.
Raivo Jackson. Raivo Jackson is a versatile Americana band hailing from Helsinki, Finland. The group began as a singer-songwriter project for band leader Saska Lamila 15 years ago, and they have just published their debut album, Tangled Up in Roots. It is now an organic entity of 5 skilled, experienced musicians. The music has been described as roots, Americana, folk, Nordic noir, and anti-country, among other things. It's atmospheric, cinematic, and melancholy. The Handsome Family, Nick Cave, and Timber Timbre move in similar territory. Tonight we'll be talking to Saska about Raivo Jackson's song Suspended. So be sure to download the lyric sheet on the show post at songtalk.ca to follow along. So, all right, let's take a listen, and then we'll get into some conversation about it. Let's hit it.
I'm hovering above the ridge of the roof, feeling safe and aloof. Below me, a space so immense I could fall into and surrender my defense. I can balance here forevermore, look into space and never touch the floor. The building's shaking, I'm still mounted here, and I'm not afraid, though the rim is getting near. I let the howling wind gather steam. It tugs my leg, but I stay serene, holding on to things concealed within. Above the roof, suspended in my skin. You wouldn't believe what a trip it's been. Will I fall down and touch the ground? I won't fall down, won't touch the ground. I won't come down, won't touch the ground.
Very cool.
Very, very cool. Yeah. That's awesome.
What a nice change of structure as well. It's mostly, verse 1, verse 2, verse 3, and then you have sort of the second part, which is, related, but sort of its own thing. And it's kind of, it's so interesting just to kind of go, I'll go into a chorus here. And, so like you do, verse, chorus, bridge type thing. But it's nice to have a different kind of structure, for a bit of a change. So I like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a very traditional folk structure, like verse, bridge, and then sometimes another verse will come after that as well. But it's like you've gone verse, coda, because it's not really a bridge would bridge to another verse, say.
That's true.
but if you're just ending with it, then we would just call it a coda, even though it feels functionally like a bridge, like we're going somewhere else. Yeah,
it's quite a dark song as well.
It is a dark song. I chose this song because this is one of the songs that there's something about this song, that I can't explain. It brings up emotions in me, and I don't know what it is. Maybe I'll find out one day. And this song also got an interesting story. It's like I said, it doesn't have a chorus, and it's more about the kind of describing a feeling or a state that I will explain in a minute. This song, so it comes from a different background than creating a song with a verse and chorus.
What was the process of writing this song?
Well, this is a long story. I'm going to tell you anyway, because it started basically about 20 years ago. I was in Asia with my wife and girlfriend. We're doing a meditation retreat, 10 days meditation, and on about the 7th, 8th day, you get into weird states, like you meditate 10, 11 hours a day. And I reached this state where I kind of was floating. I didn't feel myself. It's very pleasant, but very scary at the same time, because I was so comfortable. I could have stayed there forever, and that was not part of the meditation. Part of the meditation was really feel yourself and stuff. But then this feeling, I never forgot this and stayed with me. I kept on thinking about this every now and then. And then maybe 6-7 years ago, I was in Maldives with my wife on a holiday. Had some tea in the day and went snorkeling, had an interesting day, saw sharks and stuff. Quite a strange day. And then went to the beach in the evening, had a beer and my pad. There was nobody else around. I went away from the other people, started writing. And I wrote this poem in Finnish. And the poem was about this state. I mean, I wrote this poem, like I got this kind of an image. I don't always like normally write songs about an image that I got, but this image where, you know, not me, but somebody is like hovering with their hands outstretched, you know, like in Titanic, on the top of the roof ridge. And they're kind of in a safe space, but they could fall anytime. It's like, you know, and I don't know, it describes something like this. This whole song is describing this. So that's the story behind the lyrics part of it.
So you started off with a lyric?
Yeah, it started off with a poem. Then,
but the poem you said you wrote
in Finnish.
Yeah, you wrote the poem in Finnish.
Yes, but it translates it really well into English with no problem. I had no problems translating it. It's not always the case.
You've got a consistent rhyme structure throughout the verses and everything. Like it really.
Yeah, this is weird.
It feels like it was written in English, but.
Yeah, it was not. And I actually just checked the lyrics, like the original poem. I checked the notebook today where I translated it from. And it's quite direct translation. It doesn't happen often. Sometimes you have to really, I mean, I always write in English normally. I already wrote in a couple of songs in Finnish, but if you try to translate, that doesn't always work.
Is that typical of bands and artists in Finland to write their songs in English?
No, it's not typical. No? But it's like, I lived in London for 20 years and I started this whole thing in London in like 2010 and so. So I've started writing in my own music in English, and it still feels natural.
Mm. So what was the process of
this music is that kind of,
what was this process of taking the English translation and then putting it into the actual music? Like, did you play around with chords, or did you have a pretty good idea of melody right off the top? How did you develop those melodies?
The melody, but basically the intro, that's that I've had this around for a while. I really like, I like to hide bits of classical into the songs, even though they're like kind of roots, Americana, whatever. And this one was quite classical sounding to me, and I always had this symphonic idea of this, and I never found a use for it. I didn't find the right kind of use for it until this song, and then. I can't remember exactly how the lyrics and this fit together, and this part I can't remember. But this was like one of the last songs that I wrote. The song actually was written in 2025, just before we started recording our album, and then somehow it all came together with these different parts that I've mentioned before. This lyrics and the melody went well rhythmically. I started like trying out different things for the melody, and then this was it.
So was this a thing where you guys were looking for some songs to record, and you went back over your old notes and discovered this poem you had written on the beach 6 or 7 years ago? Was it something like that, or was it always kind of lingering in your mind?
It was always lingering there, but I never found, I think I needed that push. If recording is approaching, I need a couple of songs. And that kind of push for the songwriting, get something finalized together. And then, because this is basically a very simple song.
There's something to be said for deadlines and something's coming up. It's like, that's often,
for sure.
Often spurs creativity, right?
Many things are finished off.
Panic is a good motivator.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the second bit.
Yeah.
So your songs basically is in, I think, A minor. It goes to, in between the A minor and the E. E minor and E major. And then your coda, I guess. It's a sort of D with some suspensions down to an A minor with an E in the bass.
Suspended chords in the song called Suspended. Eh?
Oh, yes. I never thought about that. Oh.
So the second part. Yeah, cool.
What was the thought process of that? Like, you have, a pretty tight structure for your first three verses, and then the second bit, which is really atmospheric and kind of gives it a real sort of an extra moody edge, which I really like. It is kind of very Nick Cavey, which is a big favorite of mine.
It's,
So
it's,
what
it's
was
a
the
little
thought
bit. It's a little bit
process?
shoegaze. It's a little bit shoegaze, that end section of it.
Mm. yeah. Well, like the first part of the song is describing this state. So, like this suspension and whatever. And then and in the middle there's a drop, and I'll ask the question, will I fall down and touch the ground? We're kind of like, I'm will this happen? Am I going to be all right here? And then I wanted to start building that towards the end. So that the last bit is like, I won't fall down. It's kind of like hopeful and everything's going to be all right. Except then there is, I won't come down, which is also referenced, to maybe to addiction. And I've thought about it afterwards, these kind of things. It can be like related to many things. So the thing that I got stuck with was this. This is just kept on. I got this, and it just kept on playing in my head for days. And this was what built the last bit. It's all that, and it's just these three chords. There's something in this that really kind of like caught my ear and wouldn't let me go.
So when you wrote the poem 6 or 7 years ago, was that last part of the poem?
No, not at all.
So it wasn't until you converted it into a song that you felt like it needed another part at the end.
There was a sentence at the end, I won't fall down or something like this. But this kind of building of it and making it longer, it was part of then making it into a proper song.
Interesting.
Yeah, so because I guess you felt like you needed one other bit of stuff because you just had your 3 verses, which they're very tight verses and very focused. So, although I did appreciate the a longish intro. It's nice to actually have songs with an intro again. So often songs now
I like intros.
Yeah, well, that's what I grew up with, so I kind of appreciate that. But everyone's writing for social media and YouTube and TikTok, so they just kind of want to go right into it, to grab people's attention. But I don't know. I think intros are good. I think we should have more intros in song.
I love intros, but basically intros, the whole first 3 verses. I mean, that just the lyrics and the vocals follow the intro. I simplify the chords on the guitar, and I just do it with the vocals. And we wanted to keep it in the studio. Wanted to keep it really sparse, and just add exactly what's needed to lift it.
Which kind of made me wonder too that you didn't. You had the introduction, which was kind of nice and it was pretty. Right, the whole song has actually got a little bit of. I would describe it as pretty because it's got the 6/8 time. It's got, like you say, like this classical medieval sort of feeling. Like I could hear a flute on top of this very easily. You know what I mean? Like it's that sort of a thing, right? But it made me wonder, you went from verse to verse to verse. You didn't have these little 4-bar interlude or 8-bar interlude in between the verses where you could have done this, neat little melodic thing, the instrumental. Kind of pretty thing.
I wanted to keep it compact. This is like
it is a pretty short song, really.
I wanted to keep it as
tight as possible. Yeah.
So no extra bits for this one.
It's it's still a 3 minute 41 second song.
Oh, okay, fine.
So it's
3:40. Yeah,
but it is tight. Yeah, it's sometimes doing less is better. It's so easy to fall into our regular structures. Like I always do verse, chorus, bridge, verse, chorus, end. I do that. Sometimes I don't do one verse, but that's about it. And it'd be so easy to go here and go, okay, we're going to have a musical interlude between the verses. But I think now maybe you could do that live, I suppose. But
I'll be doing this song live, and that's what I like about it. Is like I can retain the intensity while I'm doing it with my guitar, and like currently when I write songs, I play with the same band now for quite a long time, and I tend to write with them in mind. So they might be a bit more intricate, or if I'm thinking of other instruments or other things that might be happening, but this one doesn't need that. it definitely benefits from the stuff that we added while we're recording it, but I can do it just singer-songwriter style too.
Yeah, which is how, I mean, a good song will stand up on its own 2 feet with just one instrument and one melody, right?
Yeah. They always say if you can just play a song,
intense.
Yeah, I've heard that if you can just play your song with a guitar and a voice or a piano and a voice, and it's a good song, you've got a good song. You can put other stuff on top of it, but it's really interesting as it's a very focused song, even though there's not a lot of bits to it. It's very focused and very effective. And the last bit, it really makes it, I think, the going from a D and the bass walking from F sharp, F, E, and I guess, does the bass ever hit the A, or?
I was thinking about this, but I'm not sure if the bass was played on this one. Did you hear the bass? Or is it done on a piano? That's something I can't. I'm not sure.
I thought it was a bass.
Because the drums might be. But there's a piano. Like we used this old like battered piano that was in the studio for like backing out the intro song, and that was also I think part of the end. And there's a low kind of drony thing in the background in the final bit, and I just. I couldn't remember how we did it, but I contacted the guy Mikko at the Taajuus Varjostin studios where we recorded all our stuff. And what he's done, he's taken some piano notes and reverberated them and then like twisted them around. So they're like a continuous like drone in there. Mm-hmm. So that's how he's like, he's made one layer in the under there. And this song is basically like the whole album starts with this theme. I wanted to make an album that's a vinyl. I'm a vinyl, addict, and I wanted to make something that stands out on a vinyl. And the first song on side A is Suspended Overture, grand name. But that starts with the ding, 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 but it never releases the melody. And then I finish the side A with Suspended. So that was my kind of like, old school vinyl thing.
Wow, nice.
Make it a bookending thing.
Nice.
Yeah. No, it's really great. It's very evocative.
Kind of making it.
Yeah, it's very cool. I mean, I like that end section too because it is the suggestion of falling down and like, but I won't come down, won't touch the ground. You're still suspended, but as the song progresses, the suggestion that the suspension may end.
Yes.
It kind of becomes more present as you go along. Even though you never quite reach there, you never do reach the ground. But
no.
But
you also never know when it's going to end. It's like it's not like a date that's going to be forever. I wanted to bring that out in a song that like in life, you just never know when things are changing or when things are ending. A very universal theme.
That is true. So what is your plan for this song and I guess this album? I guess has the album been released?
The album's been released on streaming, and I've got vinyl.
Nice.
There was a slight issue with the color of the vinyl, so it's going to be reprinted. So it's going to be slightly changed. Then we're going to release it officially on the 13th of February. And we're then I just want to play to people. So we're doing some gigs where we play the album, as it is. And then obviously some gigs we do some venues are not really that kind of venues. If it's more rowdy night or something, then we might do different kinds of gigs. But the plan is to do this, to promote the album and hope that many people hear it. We're very proud of it, and it's like a nice compilation of 12 songs, and we put everything that we have into this. So now we want to perform it. That's the plan.
That is great. It's so easy to do these projects, and once the thing is released, we feel like our work is done, but actually the work is just starting. So now is when you have to tour and promote, and which is tough. If you worked on an album for like a year or two, you're a different person by the time it ends. So you may not be quite as thrilled with your material as you once were, but for everyone else, it's brand new and awesome. So you have to keep on top of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's quite amazing because you said your band has been together a long time, but this is your debut album. You guys never recorded before, I guess, eh?
We recorded EPs, and I've made music. I used to make it myself, with my friend on my friend's couch. I did like some 3 EPs in London. Moved back here in 2017, and it took me a while to find the right band and find a band that sticks. But now the same guys have been together for maybe 4 or 5 years, and we've grown tight. And now things are working. Arranging and creating together has definitely become easier as we know each other better. And we recorded this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you guys share the songwriting duties, or is all the songs yours?
No, all the songs are mine. The arranging is more and more like I kind of leave things open. Some things I want to get in there, and some things this has to be like this. But I trust the guys in the band a lot, and I let them kind of create that. We'll try to create it together. If it doesn't work, then try something else. But generally, it tends to.
Nice.
Because they're really respectful players. None of them it's not a solo band. We play for the songs, and we play for the feel of the songs and the stories and so on. So this is what I very much appreciate with my band. I hope they're listening to this because they're great like that.
I'm sure you'll be sharing it with them.
It makes such a difference when you have a nice band and everyone works together. It does get there's a magic that happens,
we recorded
which is great.
We recorded this in like 9 songs in one day, all the rhythm tracks, vocals, and so on. When we did this, so we did very good performances on that.
Wow, that's extraordinary. Yeah, and it's really cool when all the band is on side with, like you say, supporting the song.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, and really making it work. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm here in the band. I think that's all the time we have today on Song Talk Radio.
Right.
Special thanks to Saska Lamila and his band Raivo Jackson. So where can our listeners find more about the band and hear some more music? The EP's streaming everywhere. Is it on Bandcamp?
It's on SoundCloud. We've got a brand new website, raivojackson.com, where you can find all this stuff. It gets links everywhere. We're on Instagram, Facebook, the usual. So please have a look.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll definitely put links to that in the show post for this episode. And we want to hear from you too. So please send your comments on Facebook or Instagram to @SongTalkRadio, or send us an email, feedback@songtalk.ca. And be sure to check out our YouTube channel for live performance videos and full episodes. And subscribe today to the Song Talk Radio podcast on your favorite podcast provider. And please support us at our Patreon page. You can visit songtalk.ca/support. Thank you to everyone who supported us so far. You can find links to all the products, books, and web services we mentioned on the show on our resources page on the website. And please join us at our next monthly Song Talk meetup. Whether you're in Toronto for our in-person meetups or anywhere in the world for our online meetups, it's free to join on Eventbrite and free to attend the meetup. Bring a song and a lyric sheet and get constructive feedback from other songwriters. Stop by songtalk.ca for the link. You can follow me at neilmodi.com. You can follow Phil.
phillemery.ca.
And Saska, what's Raivo Jackson's favorite social media channel? Where do you guys post the most?
Instagram.
Instagram? Okay, be sure to follow Raivo Jackson on Instagram.
Yeah, please do.
And be sure to stop by the website, songtalk.ca, to browse past shows and find out how you can be a guest. Thanks for tuning in, and keep on writing.
No matter where you are, North America, Helsinki, Mars, Mom's basement, wherever.
was great.
It's
Right.
it's always interesting hearing people's music, and I know when I play people's music, and they'll say, "Oh, it sounds like this," or it makes me think of this artist, and you're going, "What?" But there is a couple of times where it sounds like Morrissey singing.
Really?
Like especially with your choice of words and rhymes,
All
it was
right.
very Morrissey-like, and I'm just going, "Oh, that's really cool," because I'm a big Morrissey fan.
This
so.
particular song.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? That's the first time I've heard this because I don't like Morrissey at all.
No.
But good reference. He's a talented guy, but not my favorite music.
Well, one of
he's
the
kind of
things
an asshole. So
one of the things I've realized more recently is that when people say this sounds like that, like this or that, it tells you more about their taste in music and what they've listened to more than it does about the song they're talking about. You know what I mean? Because everyone brings their baggage with them, and they say it sounds like this or that, and it tells you more about them. But it's kind of cool because everyone will say, because I didn't hear Morrissey or the Smiths in this, but I'm not.
Do you hear anything else? Do you have any other kind of like connotations from this music? Because this is all these things that anti-country, Nordic, noir, whatever. We always
what is anti-country? What does that mean?
Well, I don't know. Anti-country is just like we have country influences and so on, but we are very against the racism and that in anti-country. This is part of the But I'm not anti-country. I love my country, but there's this country and there's country. Yeah, we try to call this something, and it's not rock, it's not country, it's not. Maybe it's just
some
roots.
people would call it alt country. ALT.
Alt country, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, fine.
That's one of the things.
Yeah, if you were to ask me, I would say because of the classical music influence in this, I would say Genesis. It reminds me of Genesis. There's a song from their 1976 album,
all right,
A Trick of the Tail, called Ripples. It's in 6/8 time. It's arpeggiated guitar.
Right.
And it's a beautiful, gorgeous melody, and it builds at the end.
Ripples.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
I'll look it up straight away.
Yeah.
Right. I think it's a Tony Banks song, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
But,
yes.
Yeah. But that's what it reminds me, because
you guys have been around quite a long time, right? I've got checked. You've done some stuff on 2016 or even before that.
Oh yeah, we started in 2013, Phil. 2013.
11 years. Yeah, 11 years.
Yeah. Towards the end of
you're doing a great job. The world needs things like this,
We think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always wanted to do a show that I would listen to, and this would be the show that I would listen to.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting that now this is the first album I paid for press officer. I wanted to get the most out of this and see what happens. But the people in the States are much more interested than people in Finland. I've got no interest in Finland. You guys approached me, and then something called Adventures in Americana. That's based in Minnesota area, Twin Cities area. I'm doing something with them. And there's some like playlists we've been selected for in the States. But like Finland, not.
What's big in Finland right now?
What's the popular music in Finland?
Yeah.
Finland is very metal. And if there's a country scene in Finland, we don't really fit it because it's a country scene, beer drinking, hell raising, pickup trucks kind of thing. And we are something different.
Right.
Neat.
Yeah.
What's the live scene in Toronto? Is it easy for bands to get big, right?
I mean, I'm in a band, and we have gigs. We played at all the sort of medium-sized venues in the city.
Yeah. Toronto's really good for smaller ones.
There's a little bit of everything. Yeah. There's a famous jazz club downtown. There's country music maybe isn't the hottest thing here, but there's a scene if you wanted to find it.
Yeah.
There's so many places
in Canada you got to go
in there.
Yeah, in Canada you got to go more out west, Alberta and Manitoba and BC if you want more country music, I think.
But
what's big in Toronto then?
K-pop? I don't know.
What is it? Okay.
I'm just guessing.
I've listened to your EP, Neil.
It's just such a varied city that, whatever you want, it's out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Helsinki, there's a big kind of diminishing in live venues. The places are struggling, and it's harder and harder to get gigs. You know, we started after the COVID, and after that, things just amount of places went down a lot. So now
I mean, here too, places have closed.
Yeah.
It's not. I wouldn't say it's easy to get gigs. It's easy to get. It's hard to get paying gigs. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, in Toronto, you can play, anywhere you want, but usually it's free, or you get the door or something, which is
you get a drink ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
it's the same. It's the same.
There is a bit of a lull with people going to live music, but I think that's going to return in about 5 or 7 years, because that's the way things kind of go. And like a bunch of kids in public school now are going to get into playing instruments, and then their friends will be hanging out in bands, and then it'll start up again. It's cyclical, so.
Yeah, for sure. Especially all the advent of AI music. I mean, that's one thing. You can't have an AI on stage performing a song. So,
yeah.
Did you hear about Sweden? Is it news that you've had there? Like in Sweden, the Spotify #1 spot was an AI song.
Oh,
yeah.
You have to listen to songs
too.
on the Spotify list.
Yeah.
Did it now?
Yeah. Oh,
this is shocked me to the core.
American Billboard digital charts had an AI country song as the #1 song. It's the digital charts, not the radio. There's a chart for everything, right? So it's hard to say what's #1.
Okay.
#1 on what chart?
Yeah. But it's still it's really surprised me though.
Yeah, and it's coming there, and I still feel like most people probably don't care. Even if they know it's an AI, they'll be like, I can bop to it, I can dance to it, I can sing along, I'm happy. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're not most people. I think we care a bit more about song.
No, we tend to care more.
Absolutely.
I listen to your stuff, Neil, like your EP. You really like your time. You really like your time signatures.
Oh yeah, I'm going bonzo with that. Yeah, it's great fun.
It was interesting stuff. I listened to it yesterday.
Oh, cool. I appreciate that, man.
I did, and cool. Phil, I didn't find anything. Like I did a search on, and I didn't find music under your name. I found lots and lots of Phil Emery's, and I found your name somewhere, but couldn't find a link to any music.
It's all there at philemery.ca. There's all the music and stuff is there.
Right. So I have to have a listen to that too.
There's a lot of Phil Emery's, though. I'm surprised. So
there are, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think there'd be enough with just me, but apparently there is not.
The only one I know.
And that's more than enough.
That's quite enough. That's good.
So how do you select? How do you select the guys for your? Do you get sent a lot of stuff and you go through them together, and how does it work for you guys?
A lot of agents and PR people send us stuff. Initially it was friends and people we knew, but now it's a good chunk of it is people who have management and publicists and but it's every now and then we do get a submission through the site from just a normal person, and I want to have them on the show too, because it's not just for people who've been writing songs for 20 years. It's for people who are just starting out.
Or people who are commercialized it or whatever. But we have our meetup group as well, and people do come from our meetup group. We're mostly, they're mostly amateur or semi-professional.
Yeah,
that sort of thing. Like they always got day jobs on the side, but they have a band, they have an artist page, whatever. Or an artist,
we have professionals, like we've had a woman from the Go-Go's and a couple of professional songwriters, and so it does vary, but most of these days I have to admit it's mostly through agents and PR people, just because that's what sends us.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier.
A lot of that tends to be country songs from Manitoba or young female pop star type of in indie pop sort of things, but we do end up a little bit of jazz, a little bit of like theater inspired pop music. It's kind of all over the place.
Sure.
Good balance of stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
So, yeah, we'll edit it. This will probably come out on Monday or Tuesday. And when it does, we send you an email.
Perfect.
And if you could share it with all your folks, that would be great.
Yeah.
And if you have any colleagues you think
Sure.
would be into being on the show, let us know.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Have you had any
absolutely.
Scandi people before? But you had people from Scandinavia,
well,
Finland, Sweden, or
Don't
this area.
think so.
I think
I don't think so.
Yes.
We had one fellow from Australia.
we've had Ireland, and we know we've had London.
Yeah, Ireland,
Okay.
London. That's really it. No one from even Italy or France or anything like that.
No.
Or Spain, and certainly not. No. It'd be cool to get a metal act
Yeah.
from a Nordic country. That'd be wild.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of metal acts where I come from.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very
But
true.
anyway, thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah.
It was a very interesting, cool experience.
Cool.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you very much. We appreciate
Yes.
that. It's good, nice to hear.
Take care.
Yes.
All right. Have a great evening.
All
We'll
right.
give you a heads up when the
Take care.
podcast is
See you
dropped.
guys.
And all right, take care. Good luck with the tour.
Yes, have fun.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cheers,
Cheers.
Saska.
The
Cool.
Yeah, so you've done more research into the native instrument stuff.
It's freaking algorithms. I go onto YouTube and I just get inundated with a bunch of these videos. And there was one I saw last night or something, and they were like, "Don't panic. It's not as bad as you think." And I didn't even click it. I was like,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah, they're just restructuring. They don't, it doesn't mean they're going out of business. They're just
Yeah. And if I don't know. I mean, insolvency, I guess, means they're having trouble paying their debts.
Yeah.
And then some, like, the banks end up owning the company if it gets too bad. But they've only filed for it. They haven't, like, it actually hasn't happened yet, I guess, or something. I don't know.
Also, like, they're owned by one of those asset banks. They're
And then that's what
people,
some of the commenters were saying, is that once these private equity firms get a hold of anything, they tend to
destroy.
For one thing, they destroy. They forget about customer service anymore, and it's just about shareholder interest and whatever. But I don't know how you sell stuff without good customer service. Who's buying stuff without getting good customer service?
Well, a lot of people don't have trouble with stuff. They'll just install it and that's okay. But
yeah, well, I mean, for the most part, Native Instruments stuff has worked whiz bang for me. There was that one incident I had with the guitar plugin. I think I told you about this. They went back and forth with their tech support for like months and months and months, and they eventually just gave me a free upgrade to 13 Ultimate Complete.
nice.
And I had to get a bigger SSD drive or NVMe drive in my computer because the bloody library wouldn't fit on the damn thing anymore.
Geez, nice, though.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was like it's great. And then of course I discovered in the manual, like months and months later, that there is a key switch you're supposed to put in to reset, because it was having trouble with odd time signature. It was just a 2/4 bar in a 4/4 song, and it got thrown off by 2 beats. Like it just didn't know what to do with the time change. Right, and I couldn't figure. But there is a key switch you can throw in there to reset the thing down to 1.
Right,
and that works. And it's like these guys, instead of reading their own manual and just telling me that, they gave me a free license to the thing because they couldn't figure it out.
Well, because most of them don't they don't really develop most of those plugins. Like somebody develops them and sells the tools.
Yeah, and that's what they kept telling me, is that the developer's actually in a different country, different time zone, and they're not getting back to us. So eventually they were just like, fine. Because I guess that's the thing, because it was developed by a different developer, really.
Yeah.
That they just said they didn't bother researching it themselves. They just sent it off.
Yeah.
I suppose.
It's interesting. Anyway. Steinberg has really changed. They used to have a lot of synths and things that were... I mean, they were all branded and they looked like Steinberg stuff, but they were always done by a third party. And then eventually the licensing would run out, or they wouldn't be updated to a new platform. And then of course they'd stop working, and people go, "Oh, well, why did you discontinue the Mist synthesizer?" And of course it was written by someone else who's long gone out of business. So now I think Steinberg is just developing everything in house because they just don't want to have to deal with it.
Deal with all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
But it's a
some
lot,
of the old, like some of the old Native Instruments plugins from the early 2000s. Every once in a while, I'll see on, like, I'm part of the Native Instruments Facebook group. Every once in a while, someone will be like, how do I download that ancient piano from 2003? I really like that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And Native Instruments does, I think they do have a page on their website. You have to go hunting a little bit for it, but there's like legacy downloads, and you can actually download individual installers. It's not part of the Native Access app, but you can, because I did that for Battery 3. I wanted one specific hit from Battery 3, but my new installations only included Battery 4 when I reformatted my computer. And I'm like, oh, damn, I need that kit from Battery 3, and it's not in the new one.
Right.
And so I actually did some digging, and it's there. You can download it. You put in your serial number. It works. It's fine. It's
so cool.
It takes a little thing. So, but they respect all that stuff. But the whole thing, Cakewalk had that same deal about when Roland had it. They had a bunch of synthesizers that Roland created, right? And there was a whole thing when Cakewalk by BandLab started, or when they went to Sonar. I think when they went to Sonar, for a long time, there was this Roland TTS-1. It was like a general MIDI synth. So if you imported a general MIDI file, boom, it would just assign all the instruments and play.
That's really good.
Which is pretty handy. And Cakewalk did not have a native one in itself, right?
Steinberg. I don't know why. Yeah. Dumb.
Really?
No, it's dumb.
Studio One has one. Studio One has one. But Roland finally nixed the licensing on that thing.
Oh, right, yeah.
Years and years later. So everyone's like, what the hell do we do now? And so everyone was like, well, you can go and purchase, Roland has a general MIDI synth that you can download, and you can, but it's $30 or something like that, or something. It wasn't super expensive, but it was like, it's like stuff like that. And it's like, it just disappears. and if you install the new free Sonar, you don't get, that plugin at all.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I think they nixed the license, but if you had it from before, like if I load up my Cakewalk now, because I've still got my old Sonar Platinum installed with the proper licensing for that thing, it'll still work in my version. But if you're new to Cakewalk, sorry.
That's why I try to, get it. I kept all my installers from the old days, because sometimes you need something and it's not there. So, the old installers can be worthwhile.
I do love that all the manufacturers now have just a program you download and just hit.
It is a lot easier, and it updates
so much easier. I remember my Complete 8 was like 12 DVDs insert one at a time.
I still have the DVDs.
Yeah, I still have my box. It's in storage somewhere, but I really don't, like, even if I reinstall now, I don't even bother like trying to port over stuff anymore. I just launch Native Access, put in my registration, let it run overnight. By the morning, everything's downloaded and installed.
Yeah,
done.
Why not? So
super easy.
Yeah. All right. Well, I will get working on this on the weekend, and we'll get further on.
Excellent. All right, I'll upload my WAV file now and go from there.
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool, man. All right. Have a great weekend.
Take care. Bye.
Cheers.